So we've identified 6 sectors that we know are going to have significant growth, and we're rationalizing all our workforce training programs. And these are groups like veterans who have returned home that might not have the right skills, inmates coming back into society, individuals with disabilities, our Native American populations, and we're going to help them get productive work so they can be all that God created them to be.
That's fabulous. I mean, there's some folks in those communities have real challenges that they've experienced in life, but there's such a dignity to contribute to one, earning your own living, and then contributing to society. And I think that's a wonderful
No one
program.
starts off life saying, I hope to grow up to be dependent on the government. Nobody.
Right.
So we're going to help them fulfill the American dream.
That's awesome. Well, I hope the summit is a raging success. It's off to a great start. I've been listening to some of the programming, and I'm so excited for the work you're doing in Montana and just making it grow and grow, and just a great state, not only a beautiful state.
Americans are capable of achieving extraordinary things when they have the freedom and opportunity to do so. This is American Potential.
Welcome to the American Potential Podcast. I'm your host, David Fromm. We're on the road again in Montana this time, Big Sky Country, talking about how to grow states' economies. We're attending the Big Sky Bright Future Economic Summit, where lawmakers and industry leaders are discussing how to tackle some of the biggest challenges facing states and how to really see these economies take off. So we're really excited to talk to the host of the conference, Governor Greg Gianforte, and I'm really proud to welcome him back on the podcast. Governor, thanks so much for having us here in Montana. We're so excited about this conference that you're putting on, the Big Sky Bright Future Forum. You have quite the lineup of folks talking about unleashing energy abundance here in Montana. So I'd love to hear about the conference and what you're doing.
Yeah. So David, thanks for being here. Welcome to Montana. And Montana has always been an energy leader. We've always had surplus. We've kept the lights on in Seattle for decades. We've kept the lights on in Japan by shipping coal there, 100 million tons a year. But energy is such a critical component of our future. And so we're starting to experience some scarcity. Under the prior administration, we saw a 30% increase in electricity prices, and we need to be pursuing an all of the above strategy. So we felt, let's bring everybody together to talk about how we map out the future of our energy strategy. So we have energy producers here from all sectors, wind, solar, coal, natural gas, nuclear. We have transmission companies, because if you can't get the power to the markets, it's no good. And we have large consumers. We have data center folks here. We have policymakers. We have a number of other governors who have had direct experience. So it's exciting. It should be a robust discussion.
Yeah, like I said, it is a who's who. It's really impressive. You hit on so many issues that are so important around energy right now, and it's like we're still waking up from like a depressed time. Obviously, during the Biden administration, we just hamstrung us in so many of our states, so many of our producers, and it was really a bad deal for a lot of people. And I think we're emerging from that now. It's like the sun came out again when the Trump administration comes in, and we see that with Secretary Wright and others who are really helping implement some good policy, and then Congress is trying to follow along. And then I imagine, as a governor of a state that wants to produce and grow the energy production here, but just the economy, that's such a meaningful partnership. What's that look like for you?
Without electricity production, our economy can't grow. And we start looking at the business attraction work that we're doing. Number one on the list after workforce is energy supply. You can't run advanced manufacturing without electricity. You can't run a data center without electricity. You can't even run a high-tech company with computers without electricity. We need to make America affordable again, and energy supply is critical. And when a scarce resource isn't in sufficient supply, prices go up. It makes it more difficult to operate a business. So it's really the fuel for the modern economy is electricity.
Yeah. So specific to Montana, what are you most excited about with regard to the energy sector?
Well, as I mentioned, we're pursuing an all of the above energy strategy. Montana has more coal resources than any other state in the country.
Really?
We ship that coal all over the world into the Pacific Rim. We burn much of it very cleanly here to keep the lights on in Seattle. But we've seen alternative energy investment. Our current electricity portfolio is 60% renewable. We're ahead of most states.
Really? Wow.
A large portion of that is hydro. We should be working to expand that. But then we've seen near $1 billion investments. Berkshire Hathaway just put near $1 billion into a solar battery storage project up in the northern part of the state. In fact, we just kicked off a new college program to train individuals on how to operate an electricity grid. So we'll have the workforce to run this. NextEra just put over $1 billion into a wind farm in eastern Montana. We're in the process of expanding transmission both into Canada, going east into North Dakota and south into Wyoming. So again, we're expanding the portfolio, and then there's exciting things happening with small modular nuclear reactors. It's a little bit over the horizon, but we've got to get prepared for it so that we're ready when it's available.
Well, we've had a number of energy producers, CEOs of companies, and then obviously lawmakers talking about energy policy here on the podcast. And we've heard a lot about data centers and the challenge that it is with regard to energy production. And there's also some really innovative ideas on how to, it seems like something you certainly want to run towards and not run from. Mm-hmm. Are you guys what are you doing with that challenge or / opportunity here?
Well, the state's role, we have to be careful about what the role of government is. Mostly I say I'm with the government. I'm here to stay out of your way.
God bless.
But for these data centers, we're making introductions. We have a red carpet program that we offer to anybody that's interested in investing in Montana, and we get them introduced to the people. How do you get a power purchase agreement? What land should we look at? Which commercial real estate agent should we talk to? And it's working. We've also removed the uncertainty related to permitting. And I was talking to the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway Energy, and he mentioned to me they do work across the U.S. and in Canada. A project they just completed in Shelby, Montana. He said if that had been in Canada, it would have taken 5 years to get permitted.
Wow.
In Montana, from the board decision to make the investment to flipping the switch on $1 billion investment, 30 months.
Wow.
And they're now up and running.
That's a contrast.
We're open for business in Montana. And, we've got to dot the I's and cross the T's, but we're not going to play hide the prize on a permit. We're going to help, industrial interests get through the process to get a permit. We need to protect the environment, but it doesn't mean we have to withhold the permit.
So, I mean, you said that Montana's open for business, and I think that message has gone out pretty loud and clear. I mean, and not only from a business standpoint, I mean, Montana's a hot state. People love Montana. I tell people, hey, I'm going to Montana to do the podcast. Like, either I wish I'd gone or I love going there. I mean, there's challenges that come with that too, in terms of growth and making sure that, you maintain the Montana quality of life. But it's definitely a place that, is exploding. And,
the quality of life is unmatched. My wife and I built a business here. We started in our home. It grew to 1,100 employees. We were publicly traded for 8 years. Wow. And what we found was that there is a productivity advantage you get in Montana because we're surrounded by all this natural beauty. Outdoor recreation is in our backyard, whether it's paddling, whitewater, climbing rock cliffs, hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, bird watching, whatever your flavor of outdoor adventure, it's here in abundance. And you can work hard and then let the outdoors inspire your best work. And I think it leads to a better work environment and better family life. And it's pretty special.
It is. So I do know from our team here with Jesse Ramos and his AFP team that you've been a great partner in some other areas like that. There's been some really meaningful housing reform. Mm-hmm. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about what you accomplished there?
Well, what we learned, this is a problem the entire nation is facing. We just don't have enough housing. So recognizing it's primarily a supply problem, we needed to deal with supply. So I put together a housing task force that studied this. We had think tank experts, local mayors, county commissioners, state policy folks, and we figured out how to get rid of the red tape. Well, two things we learned was it is a supply problem, and the cost of a new home, 40% of it is government regulations.
Wow.
So we remove those restrictions. We now allow duplexes anywhere you can put a single family home. We allow ADUs, auxiliary dwelling units. We got rid of minimum lot sizes. We forced our largest communities to go to master plans. So if a developer walks in with a subdivision permit and it matches the master plan, we just give them the permit. There's no public hearings, because they pre-vetted how they want to grow. And then if you want more houses, you need more carpenters and plumbers and electricians. So we changed our apprenticeship ratios, quadrupling the number of people in the trades. We have more apprentices today than ever before. We created a tax credit program to pay employers that will invest in their employees to get trade skills. So we've kind of gone up and down, and we've been, I don't quote them very often, but even the Atlantic magazine said this was a housing miracle.
Wow.
And they referred to Montana as the anti-California.
Wow, that is a badge of honor. I mean, let's print the bumper stickers up now.
Yeah.
Well, as we wrap up, I mean, so we got this great conference, the Big Sky Bright Future Economic Forum. What do you see when you look out across Montana and look at the future? What do you see as the biggest threats to the positive momentum for Montana's economic future?
Well, there's two I would mention. One is energy. I mean, without the energy, we can't grow our economy. So my hope, and honestly, our job in state government is not to tell people what to do. It's to facilitate conversations and then get out of the way and provide a regulatory environment that is stable and dependable and predictable. So that's what we're working on. And then it's really workforce. We have some of the lowest unemployment rates in the country. We're top 5, if not top 3, well below 3%. So the question is, where does the workforce come from? So we just kicked off a new program, 406 Jobs, where we've identified 100,000 Montanans that are of working age, but they're not working and they're not looking for work. And these are some underemployed populations. And so this 406 Jobs initiative is building bridges between these underemployed populations and in-demand jobs in the marketplace. So we've identified 6 sectors that we know are going to have significant growth, and we're rationalizing all our workforce training programs. And these are groups like veterans who have returned home that might not have the right skills, inmates coming back into society, individuals with disabilities, our Native American populations. And we're going to help them get productive work so they can be all that God created them to be.
That's fabulous. I mean, there's folks in those communities have real challenges that they've experienced in life, but there's such a dignity to contribute to one, earning your own living, and then contributing to society. And I think that's a wonderful
No one
program.
starts off life saying, I hope to grow up to be dependent on the government. Nobody.
Right.
So we're going to help them fulfill the American dream.
That's awesome. Well, I hope the summit is a raging success. It's off to a great start. I've been listening to some of the programming, and I'm so excited for the work you're doing in Montana and just making it grow and just a great state, not only a beautiful state, but a great state leading the nation.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it. Yep.
Thanks. If you like this episode and would like to stay connected with the podcast, please subscribe to our channel and find us and like us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And always remember, freedom and liberty are easily taken for granted. Don't take them for granted. Go out there and defend freedom and liberty. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you for listening to American Potential. You may listen to more stories from Americans working every day to expand freedom and opportunity in their communities by visiting AmericanPotential.com.